they got to get that mindset back to being in football right now. And look, haven't played since Thanksgiving weekend, so it's been a couple weeks since guys have played. If you're a scout team guy, really haven't done anything probably longer than that. We've lifted, but no football stuff. So I think today was really just to get back the body, the mind, get yourself ready to go in football and get loosened up. It'll take some time, make sure guys are healthy right now. With the bodies as we transition. We'll go pads tomorrow and get a little bit more football in.
Is there ever a worry with him being off about 10 days away from the football field?
As far as for the coach, my worry, just guys haven't strained their body that way. That's why we just want helmets today, to I know they've gotten a couple lifts. I think they've gotten 4 lifts in since we've played and lifting and runs. But I'm always concerned with that. A big concern of guys trying to open it up when they haven't really opened it up in a couple of weeks. So that's why we kind of went not as high intense today. We got a lot of recovery time, and I expect it to be a little bit more intense tomorrow. When we get a little, we'll just go dog gear tomorrow, but a little bit more popping going on and a little bit more, a little longer practice.
Once you're into that, how much of this is evaluating guys for spring, or how much does it get ready for bowl these early days?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. There's really evaluation going on. There's a lot more development going on. I mean, the guys, everything right now is for development for the future, for the first couple of days out here. So there's no need to evaluate any of that. Just develop, and see if we get guys ready for the future of the program.
How has your approach to bowl preparation changed from year one, or has it mostly stayed the same?
No, my first year here, we didn't have bowl preparation, so that wasn't good. But every year since then we have. So the last 6 years have been that way. No, no, it's all very similar. I mean, it really to me hasn't changed way beyond that. Even when I was an assistant and coordinator, we kind of all met. And look at the different schedule. You really start backwards. You start on game day and you work backwards into preparation of what you need to prepare for the game, and then you look at the extra things that you can do, and then you use that as development for the program.
How does Elijah with the basketball team? How do you work with that going forward?
We see right now he's got basketball. Hopefully he's helping. Or he's played a little bit here and there, so he's helping there. And to me, that's right now, especially with us right now in the bowl prep. I know when we get to the bowl site, talking to Ben, I said I need him in Charlotte. So it was December 25th to the 30th. I'd need him. The rest of the time, if you need him, you're more in season than we are at that point. So
does it affect him any in the upcoming quarterback competition? Is that too early or?
I mean, a competition. I mean, it's just the only thing is it's reps. I mean, that's it. Is is those things. Is getting the because reps are always a big deal. The more reps you get, the better. And, we've got a lot of young guys that need a lot of reps in the quarterback position.
When do you find out about academics as far as everybody being cleared for this?
What day is today?
Today, what final exams? Sometime next week, expect?
Probably Monday. I didn't ask. They usually tell me what day. Grades have to be turned in by. Yesterday was the last final, so grades might have had to been turned in by today. I don't know. I've been on the road recruiting, so usually Monday, Tuesday, I find out on all that stuff. So I don't expect any problems, but
how much film study
you never know.
How much film study have you done on NC State, or what have you seen?
Just a little bit. I know they're an excellent football team. A little bit. You catch some things during the season. Team, had a lead on Florida State early, and it's an excellent football team that battled Clemson, and to the wire. They're an excellent football team. They got a lot of time. They can score points on offense. They can play good defense. And not tons. Flying here and there, recruiting, just watching some game film as I can. But we haven't had a chance to sit down, meet, and really get into the meat and potatoes of it yet.
Have you had a chance to meet with the guys about possibly considering early entry for NFL evaluations?
Oh yeah. We can turn 5 of them in. So I met with guys. Met with a bunch of guys that if they want to do that. I don't know if all of them have done that yet. But we'll see. Usually, we want to get them in as soon as possible so you can get them back as soon as possible and educate people on making good and bad decisions. You look at guys that have left early. Some have made very good decisions to leave early. Some have made some poor decisions to leave early. But, we try to educate them so they can make the best decision.
Which 5 have you submitted?
I don't know. I haven't checked with Coach Felton.
Okay.
I think
Richie or Nico?
No. I think Jamal Claiborne.
Okay.
Justin Senior. Beniquez, I think, turned theirs in. I think those are the ones that turned. Last I checked, I haven't checked in a couple days, with Coach Felker and so of the guys that have turned it in.
There's a lot of rumors surrounding Jackson State and Tony Hughes. Do you anticipate any coaching changes or any staff changes?
I don't anticipate anything, but I don't, you never know what happens this time of year with college football. There's always changes everywhere, but so we'll see if there are staff changes. I don't plan on making many changes within our staff. If guys get other opportunities, then we'll adjust or deal with it if that stuff happens down the road.
Who is taking over for Coach Court in the winter?
Yeah, Nick Savage right now is going to run it, and that's something else we'll evaluate to me after the bowl game. We got a really good coaching staff here with the strength and conditioning, and so Nick Savage is going to run the program right now through the bowl game, and then we'll evaluate that at that point as we look at other candidates and or potentially promote from within.
Will the rest of the practices be in pads? Do you know?
That you guys can come to? Yes. Yeah, we should be. We should just be helmet, shoulder pads the next 2 days, then full pads Monday and Tuesday.
Ryan Brown was carting himself around.
Yeah, he'll be out.
Okay.
He had a stress fracture in his foot. It was something that he'd been dealing with for most of the season. Really limited practice time for the back half of the season. Just for his future, the best thing to do, they said, was do the surgery, put a screw in the foot. And he'll be out now for the bowl game. So.
I think Gus wasn't dressed either. Is he?
Who's that?
Gus Wally.
Yeah, Gus with the concussion. Same deal. I think.
Okay.
I don't expect him back for the bowl game.
Okay.
He's had several of those, so we'll see where he's at for the long-term future here.
Everyone else kind of up in the air, just game time kind of decision, or
anybody else? You guys scour that much more than I do. Not yet, but we only had one practice day, so we'll see who's sore after today's practice. No, those are the only two that at this point, compared to all the other ones, you know. Winston Chapman came and said he really liked to snap in the bowl game.
Yeah.
So,
possibility.
There's a possibility he could come back. As his senior last game.
Right.
That, I don't. That's what he said to me. Obviously, that'd be. I'd say, well, I'd wait a couple more weeks, then let the doctors, if he gets the approval to do it, probably put a big cast on each leg and see if he can snap for PAT field goals or something. So.
What about Zach Jackson?
Yeah, I think he decided he had a future. He graduated.
Right.
Had an opportunity outside of football to go take, and so he decided to move on and go do that. So he won't be with us for the bowl game.
Do you enjoy bowl practice?
Love bowl practice. A lot of teams not practicing right now. My wife enjoys bowl practice too, because not that she doesn't enjoy my time home with the family, but I don't think she wants to. There can be too much of that too. So no, there's nothing better. I mean, you look right out here. There's no final exams. There's no school going on. Right now, we're coaching and teaching football. I'm not even worried about the game plan just yet. It's really coaching and developing guys and working technique and fundamentals. There's nothing like it. I mean, especially here. When you get to the bowl site, it's awesome because there's the whole bowl experience for the kids. There's, we're gonna get to go into the NASCAR, and get in the car at the speedway. I mean, that's a pretty cool deal for our kids right here. The opportunity to go to Charlotte, an awesome city that most guys have never been to. The bowls, these kids get to experience something special. That's there. We'll start practicing game planning here and getting serious at the end of the week. But right now, there's nothing like bowl practice. Just teaching football and the kids practicing football. It's a great time of year.
Is this part of the practice more unique than any other part, where you're not really having to prepare for a game, even though you have some free time to kind of?
Yeah, it's kind of like spring ball.
Okay.
Or maybe the beginning of training camp. But beginning of training camp, it's like such a massive ordeal.
Right.
It's kind of like spring practice, but there's no school. So
right.
It's like spring. It's like kind of like spring practice with how we practice. Kind of like training camp that there's no school. It's awesome.
I know you got back from New York early in the week, but
yeah.
What was that experience like for you?
It was pretty special. You look at that. Within the football world, I don't know if there's a bigger award than that award. I know there's big time deals, but you're talking about student athlete. You're talking about the premier student athlete in America, in college football, at that award, the Campbell Award. I met Billy Campbell's there. I got the picture of me and Tevez with William Campbell. The trophy's named after. And it is such a special deal, and to be even one of the finalists there for that award, such a prestigious award, is it's unbelievable. I mean, because you're talking in college football, not FBS or Power 5. I mean, you're talking every level of college football those are the finalists in every level for the premier student athlete in college football, and to be a finalist is a unbelievable, especially for a young man from Morton, Mississippi. To be in that group and considered that way is an unbelievable